What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Emporium's Amazon original review of Encounter. This film is directed by Michael Pearce. Now, if you like this video, awesome! Hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like any videos, awesome! Hit that like button as well as comment below any video to watch, including this one. So recently premiering at the Telluride Film Festival, Encounter is about a father who's of course played by Riz Ahmed, who actually believes there's an alien encounter happening. He believes that it's happening through parasites that are incorporating themselves into people's bodies, somewhat like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And in essence, because he sees all these meteorites happening, he thinks that it's taking over the world, that most of the population has been infected. So in order to save himself, he also wants to try and save his children, go to this location that may be a safe haven, that may have the cure for this alien invasion, and it turns into a road trip where him and his kids bond because they have not seen each other for quite a while. And so with this said, as you saw in my thumbnail and my description, this is a non-spoiler review because I think this movie goes into some really interesting themes and concepts that could, if I talked about it, would spoil the whole entire movie, which I don't want to do. So I'll do a spoiler review / any explains for this when this movie comes out on December 10th. And so going into a movie like this, not really knowing much about it, I was wondering what I was going to get myself into because it's an alien invasion movie. It's a movie about a road trip with his father and two sons, and it's about parasites. Now, if you've ever seen Bug or Invasion of the Body Snatchers, parasites have been kind of done to death. They're not really that interesting, to be fairly honest. There's 1, 2, or 3 films that really do it very well, but most of the time it's just geeky and schlocky in a lot of aspects. So a movie like this, being on Amazon, with stuff like the Tomorrow War, I was not really having any hope. And on top of that, I'd never heard of this film before until I saw Telluride, premiered at their film festival. And of course, Amazon premiering, of course, on December 10th when this film comes out. But it's never a film that I felt was something that could be interesting. But I like Riz Ahmed. I think he's one of the most talented actors working today. Of course, he was great in Sound of Metal. He was great in Rogue One. But I didn't know what I was, and I honestly didn't know what I was expecting or what I was going to get out of this film when I watched it. So the question remains, and the one you guys are all asking is, how is this film, the direction, the story, the acting, all that good stuff when it comes to a review? Well, as I do with a lot of films, and especially a film about alien invasion film, I go within a particular set of expectations. I expect what I'm going to get is this, this, and this. But what I didn't expect, and what is actually a really good thing, is how emotional I was going to be after this movie, how much it moved me, and how much this movie isn't even really about an alien invasion movie. It's about a journey between father and his two sons, and how does that work in a world that seems to be kind of caving in on the 3 characters. And yeah, it caught me off guard. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I really did. Is it a perfect film? No. It is about 20 minutes too long. There is some plot points that I didn't really like about this movie. But the cast, especially the 3 main characters, and this is not including Octavia Spencer, the 2 sons and Riz Ahmed, are absolutely fantastic. The journey they go on, the kind of simple fact that Riz Ahmed is not a perfect character, the kids are kids and they see the world in a different aspect, really made this journey just completely emotional in every aspect in the word. The fact that Riz Ahmed, who's like one of these great working actors today that has done some great material, is able to carry the world on his shoulders, to be angry when he doesn't mean to be soft-spoken and hearted when he has to be, the fact that he has to do everything to protect his son from a world that is collapsing upon themselves, is absolutely riveting to watch. This is a fantastic portrayal and a fantastic performance from Riz Ahmed himself, and it just completely works on every level. And just watching him and his portrayal and just everything he does in this movie is absolutely pitch perfect. And that's, once again, you gotta thank Michael Pearce, who's the director, in his script. He had a co-writer as well. And just the fact that they were able to mold this character to be an imperfect human, which is what human beings are. They're imperfect, and it's very realistic and very, powerful in its words and how it's spoken and so on and so forth. So Riz Ahmed, once again, he's probably not getting an Oscar nomination for this role, but he's absolutely fantastic in the role that he's being performed as the father, who is very conflicted in this world that, like I said, is an alien invasion film. So, and then you have the 2 sons, Lucian-River, Chauhan, and Aditya, who are wonderful in this movie. They are the revelations of this movie. There are two individuals who are almost literally in their first movie giving performances that are realistic, that are heartfelt. They have to go through some really emotional stuff in this movie and have to portray off a person who, like I said, is a very flawed individual who has some problems. And the way they act and the way they perform themselves, it's just a very naturalistic performance. And it makes me believe that Michael Pearce is going to have a very interesting career in the road ahead, because he seems like he can work with children really well, and I think that's a really nice level to, as a director, when you can get those naturalistic performances. You know, there's points in this movie where, you know, they're in around a world that is completely like different and weird to them, and they're seeing people that seem normal to us in some aspects but seem alien to them, and they, you know, the way their father treats them sometimes, the way he still uses his emotional core to, you know, spell upon them and stuff like that. It really was wondrous what they were doing, and I just have to give all the credit for these two young kids who just have to put everything in their soul into this kind of character. And yes, they're still kids, so they still do kid things. They still act out when they need to, and you know, they still have fun and love their father for who he is. But especially Lucian-River Chauhan, who plays the older son, he is absolutely fantastic. The stuff that is kind of compiled upon him by his father in this movie is absolutely like insane to think about, but he does a really nice job. He is emotional and heartfelt and heartbreaking when he needs to be, and it's just, I gotta give a lot of credit to him just on the emotional core of what he has to do. But like I said, they're both great performances. And then we have Rory Cochrane and Octavia Spencer in this movie. They have smallish roles but important roles to the actual aspect of this movie. They're good, they're fine. Octavia Spencer's always a pretty decent actress in everything she does. Rory Cochrane's, you know, he shows up every once in a while as an actor that you always know from something that you've seen before. But with that said, you know, the direction of Michael Pearce is fantastic. The look and feel of this movie is very well shot. It is a little standard sometimes. There are moments where you get a little kind of bogged down by the mood and setting, but that's just, they're trying to go for a specific style, and what they're trying to go for sometimes fails on that aspect. But I think, you know, trying to talk about this in a non-spoiler sense is really hard, as you can see. But I think Michael Pearce as a director has created something very emotional, very powerful in a lot of aspects, and has allowed his three main actors to do some really incredible work. And it's something I highly recommend you check out. Just bring some, you know, tissues, because there are some tears that happen in this movie. So with that said, I definitely recommend this movie. It is a hard watch in a lot of aspects of what's going on, but I still think it's a pretty competent, pretty decent, well acted, well directed film. So with that said, that is of course my take of Encounter. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, if you've never heard of this film, what's your favorite alien invasion film? With my review, are you interested in seeing this now? All the good stuff. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button, and as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.